Okay, everybody. So welcome back from the break. I'm now excited to introduce our next guest. We have just a couple left, so make sure to pay close attention. And then I'll be talking about some of our next steps for the rest of the afternoon. But for our coming session, I'd like to introduce Caleb Yu from Career Services. Caleb is a graduate and international student career coach at Cornell Career Services. So thank you so much, Caleb, for being here. Really important topic, and I'll let you take it away.
Thank you, Brandon. Good morning, everyone. Yeah, that's pre-lunch energy. Huh? So thank you all for being here. I think this is a long morning, and I appreciate that you guys are still hanging around and listening to all these sessions. Um, Today, I'm going to talk about a little bit about our career services, but I think before I dive into the presentation, I thought just kind of survey the room and ask you guys a couple questions so that I know who's here today and how much you know about career and career services. So by show of hand, if you're an undergraduate student, if you can raise your hand. Yeah, almost everyone. Wait, okay, lower your hand. Are there any graduate students here? Suspense. All right, no one. Cool. All right, so I know that. Okay, the next question is, if you know what you're gonna do after your degree program, well, 4 years later, 5 years, 3 years, whatever that takes. If you know what you're gonna do after your degree program, please raise your hand. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. All right. That's good. Thank you. And the final, well, next question. So for those who just raised your hand, right? If you know what resources you can use or anything that you can use to help you get to what you want to do, please raise your hand. All right, for those 4 people, you guys are good, all set, don't need to see me anymore. That's good, because I was afraid that if too many of you raise your hand, I might just head out the door because you don't need me anymore. You know everything. So that's good. Being part of this job, I really enjoy meeting students from different countries, different parts of the world, learning about their cultures and their languages. So if you can, maybe you can just shout out what country are you from? China. All right, of course. All right, of course. All right, what else? Philippines. Woohoo! All right, what else? Argentina. That's great. Pakistan. Welcome. Mauritius. Oh my goodness. I just met with someone who's from Mauritius this morning. Yeah. Not you. Not you. Someone else, right? What else? Zambia. Welcome. Some more? Saudi Arabia. Yes. Zimbabwe. Hey, one of my best friends is from Zimbabwe. Kenya. That's good. Do we have any Nigerians here? One. Oh my goodness. Are you Igbo or Yoruba? Yoruba. Welcome. Where? Sorry. Burundi. Sorry. Math these days. All right. That's good. Welcome, everyone. And now that we're all wearing masks, I look forward to the day where we can meet in person without masks and we can talk more about your country, your culture, your language, and maybe what you want to do in the future. All right, so let me get into the presentation. So like I said, today I'm going to talk a little bit about career services. And this map on the screen shows you a little bit about the career services landscape at Cornell. You probably have heard Cornell is a very decentralized campus. And I assure you that you will hear this many, many more times in the next 4 years. But just give you a brief kind of a quick idea about career services. So you see here in the middle, this is Barnes Hall, and this is the central career services. and this is where I come from. So we meet with students from all colleges, all disciplines, all backgrounds. And then you have all these small circles around the Barnes Hall. These are all colleges. So at each college, you have your own career services office. Because of the staff capacity reason, some offices, well, you guys are all undergrad, so that's good. All offices see undergraduate students, but not all offices see graduate students. You see a graduate school here. Graduate school doesn't have a career services office, but I'm the graduate student career advisor or career coach. And so I meet with all the graduate students. So remember, if you have time after the semester starts, after you kind of get over this first and a half months busy kind of season, make sure you stop by your career services office at your college and just say hi to them. I'm sure they'll be happy to see you. So here are some services that my office provides from Barnes. So we do individual appointments. So you come in, we sit down, we have a talk about any kind of topics that you want to talk about career services. Throughout the semester, we do presentations and workshops. Many of them will be virtual this year, but we try to host some in-person sessions as well. And then in our office, we also have advisors that provide practice interviews or mock interviews. So whether you're going for a behavioral interview or case interview or tech interview or even med school interviews, so we have different advisors that work with you in these different aspects. We also have an office that connects with employers, and that's the office also doing the upcoming career fair. So this office is working diligently, kind of recruiting employers to come to Cornell and hire our students. And just this morning, I had a conversation with the director of that office about how to kind of encourage our employers to hire more international students because we have a lot of international students here and because of you, right? Also, on our website, we have a lot of resources and referrals so that anytime if you don't feel like coming in to see a real person or talk to anyone out of, I don't know, health reasons, you can go on our website and take a look at our resources. And then we do more individual kind of appointments or specialized appointments. So at Career Services, this is something that you will see whenever you come to our office or some of the college level offices. This wheel is something that you may see in the next 4 years if you ever stop by. This is called career development model. And so in this model, we refer to a three-stage kind of career development. So first stage is understand yourself. That includes interests, your values, your strengths, or your skills, and some of your career goals. Next is about explore options. So we talk about different resources and different ways that you can kind of explore the career options. And then final step or final stage, we're talking about taking action, right? And that is like, how do I write an application? How do I write a resume, a cover letter? How do I prepare for an interview and things like that? So for the first stage, like I said, understand yourself. It includes the 4 different aspects on the left side of your screen. In order to do that, you can come in. We have a half an hour appointment, talk about different aspects you want to talk about. We have different career assessment tools for you to find out different skill sets or careers that you might be interested in. And so I just listed a few here. So strong interest inventory, skills scan, and more. If you don't know anything about this, it's okay. Come in, have a conversation with us. Then we can find out one that will work with you at best. So the next stage is explore options. So like I said, we have a lot of resources. One of that is our career guide. In the past, every year we publish a new career guide. This year it's digital, so it's on our website. If you go to our website, you'll be able to find the career guide, and career guide is full of a lot of good stuff. ranging from like how do I write a resume all the way to how do I do interviews and things like that. And so make sure you check out our career guide throughout the semester on Handshake. Um, just want to make sure as everyone knowing what Handshake is. If you don't know what Handshake is, raise your hand and I'll give you one. No, that's not Handshake is. Oh, that is. So Handshake, referring to a platform that we use widely at Cornell. On Handshake, you can do a couple of things. Number one is you can find different workshops and events that are kind of presented by career services, and that's from central office as well as other college offices. Also on Handshake, you will find a lot of info sessions. That's the second bullet point here on screen. So companies will often come to Cornell, give info sessions to promote themselves and to also meet with prospective students that are interested in them. Also on Handshake, you'll find a lot of jobs. And so every day we have 500 plus new jobs being posted on Handshake. So make sure you check out Handshake. On Handshake job portal, there are different filters that you can choose. There's one that says accept CPT and OPT, right? And that will be very important for you guys. If you don't know what CPT and OPT is, make sure you stop by the Global Learning Office to kind of meet with the immigration advisor. There's another one, another filter on Handshake that says require US work authorization, but employer is willing to sponsor, right? If your goal is to stay in the state for a couple more years after your OPT, this is something important for you because you will need visa sponsorship. And so make sure you check that box as you look for a job. So that's Handshake. Also on our website, we have some digital handouts and checklists for you to kind of view and make sure you're kind of on track towards a specific direction. And then we have our career resource library. So I'm going to show you some of these resources later as like screenshots. Next one is networking. You'll probably hear this many times, like networking is very important, networking is very important. I tell you again, networking is very important, especially for international students. I know this is hard. I know this is probably not something natural for many of you because this is, number one, not even a thing in your culture. Number two, maybe this is done in a very different way in your culture, right? So come in, we can talk about how do you network and some strategies to help you feel more at ease or feel more comfortable in talking to some strangers or intimidating people. We have some different resources for networking. CUElinks is one that you will need to check out, and it's very important for you because it connects you with Cornell alumni. Then obviously you can do LinkedIn and things like that, and do information interview with these people. And then, like I said, you can find jobs and internships on Handshake. Final step, take action. You can do all these things, or you can do all the first, like many things in the first two steps that I talked about. But if you don't take action, you're not gonna get to where you want to go, right? And so, because many of, or all of you are undergraduate students, some of you might be interested in law school application. Some of you might want to go for graduate school, med school, or apply for fellowships or scholarships. In our office, we have many different advisors that are working in these different aspects. They'll be happy to meet with you. So come in, make an appointment to meet with us. Take actions also include make a resume or update your resume or cover letter, right? So we have some 20-minute slots for same day appointments, or we have half an hour appointments that you can schedule for like the next day or 24 hours later. There is a resource called Optimal Resume that will be able to help you start making a resume. The unfortunate news is I just learned that we're going to discontinue this service. I see a lot of calling faces. But it's okay because we have more awesome resources that will be replacing this that I'll be talking about later. Eventually, interviews, right? apply for jobs. The hope is you get an interview from them. And ideally, through all these interviews, you land this job, right? Again, you can practice interviews with our advisors, go for actual on-campus recruitment interviews. That the information, you can find these information on Handshake as well. So usually it's referred to OCR, or on-campus recruitment. And so make sure you check out Handshake OCR. And if there's any kind of issues or questions, feel free to reach out to me. All right, so I'm gonna show you a few important resources or websites that you need to kind of remember, right? If over these 4 years, you never come into our office, it's okay, as long as you remember these different websites. I think they cover a basic kind of knowledge and then can get you start on your career development. Number one, of course, our career services website. So here you can do a whole bunch of things, career exploration, read about how to do a resume, how to do interview preps, something about networking, jobs and internships and things like that. But on the top right of this page, you see this red box that says make an appointment. This is where you go and make an appointment with the advisors in our office. There are many different appointment types. So if you're an international student, there is an appointment type for you. It's called International Student Career Advising, maybe. We changed the name a few times, but you will find that this is very unprofessional. You'll find an appointment type that's just for international students. And make sure you click that appointment type, come in to meet with me. I'll make you tea, I'll make you coffee, whatever you like. We'll sit down and chat, all right? Also on our website, you see these quick accesses to some of these resources I just mentioned: Handshake, CUElinks, and Canvas. Next one, Cornell Handshake. This is one-stop shop for events, fairs, and jobs. So make sure you go on Handshake, update your profile. So everyone, as long as you're active, or as long as you're activated as a student, you should be able to activate your profile on Handshake. Then you can go in, fill out your profile as much as you can, all right? The next one, Career Development Toolkit. This is the awesome resource that I mentioned that will be replacing Optimal Resume. So this is a Canvas course that we kind of created from last summer. And it's still an ongoing process that we're still updating and creating new modules. So this is a non-credit bearing course where you can do it at your leisure time, at your own pace. On here, currently we have 17 modules, and that covers most of the career related topics, from career readiness, exploration, also networking, resume letters. There's one that's for international students that talks about international work, study abroad, but also specifically for international students, like some cultural nuances that you would like to know here in the US and the workplace. And then the many other modules. So make sure you click this link to enroll yourself when you have time and check out the modules. You don't have to finish the whole module once you start, right? So you can go into the module, start 2 pages, and then if you have something else, go ahead, do that. When you come back, you can continue from the 3rd page. So there's no time limit for that. The next resource is called CUElinks. Like I mentioned, this is a great platform for you to connect with Cornell alumni. And these are not like all the alumni we have at Cornell. We survey all the alumni that graduated from Cornell and ask them, are you willing to help our Cornell students? Unless they say yes, we're not going to put them on this platform. And so likely you'll kind of expect a more responsive kind of interaction from these alumni on CUElinks. And there are some short-term experiential projects that alumni will post on CUElinks, and those will be great opportunities for you guys to check out if you don't want to or don't feel like ready taking an internship or find a full-time. Throughout the semester, you can check out some of those small projects that are posted by our alumni and then go for those ones. The next one is Career Services Media Library. So this is a place where you can find all the past events that were being recorded. So let's say there's a great event that's coming up next Tuesday, but you have a class at the same time. If you see on Handshake that says this event will be recorded, then come back maybe a week later, come to Career Services Media Library. And that's on our website. If you go to resources, the drop-down menu, you'll find a media library. This is where you find all the past recorded events. So go home today. If you have time, you can go there immediately and take a look what we have from the past event. All right, so that's about what our office offers. And so I just want to kind of tell you a little bit about myself and some of the things that I do. So like all of you, I was an international student. I was born and raised in China, then I moved to Boston for school. So I've gone through the same process as many of you will go through, right? F1, OPT, and I got H1B from a non-STEM major, right? So that one chance, very precious, grateful that I got it, right? Onward. So I understand the pressure that you guys have. I understand how difficult it is. And trust me, if you come see me, I won't tell you you can do anything you want, because that's not true for many of you guys, right? Because many of you have like things that you want to do, but then there are more important things that your family probably hope you go on doing. Or how do you reconcile this my own interest, my own dream versus what my family wants me to do and things like that. I get it. And so, like I said, come in, we can have a conversation, talk about how do we find a middle point, and so we can work on that. So I do one-on-one appointments. You see all those different options of topic areas that I do. And also throughout the semester, I do a lot of presentations and workshops. They're all posted on Handshake now. If you see like 4 international students in the title, most of the time that's an event from me. And then every month I send out 2 different newsletters. One is specifically for international students, and the other one is for graduate students specifically. So that's kind of a little bit background about me and some of the things I do. And finally, like I said, come in to see us. If you know what you want to talk about, come see us. If you don't know what you want to talk about, or if you don't know what you want to do, come to see us. And hopefully through our conversation, we can kind of find out, okay, this is something I'm interested in, or that's something that I hope to do in the future. So I leave this hyperlink here. You can book an appointment with us, and then our career services website. 2 appointment types. So international student and opportunities advising. So this is for all the international students. It's half an hour. But if you're a graduate student, we don't have anyone here. Your appointment will be 45 minutes because I meet with our research degree research students. There will be PhDs and MS and MA. So I think that's it for my presentation. But before I kind of close, I just want to leave a final kind of note for you guys. Since all of you are undergraduate students, you'll have slightly longer time at Cornell compared to some like master students, right? The experience here in the States or overseas is a very interesting one. Academic is only part of it, right? And at Cornell, you are going to work hard because everyone else around you is working very hard. And likely you'll be kind of often under this peer pressure. But I want to encourage you that there's more outside of this academic, right? That I would encourage you to explore. And those things sometimes would lead you to different new relationships, people that you get to know, networks, and some of them will direct you to a career. Who knows? And so I'd encourage you to go beyond Cornell, get kind of plug into the community, kind of immerse yourself in different cultures, meet with different people. Earlier during break, I saw many great kind of scenes where people from different countries are shaking hands and getting to know each other. That's great. That's beautiful. That's part of the experience. And I encourage you to continue doing that. And so spend time, work hard in your program. But remember, there's always more in life, uh, more than kind of academic study. So final thoughts, final notes, go beyond that, to plug into the community and try to enjoy your life here at Cornell and the United States. Thank you.